I always feel like my first performance isn't as good as it could be.
Such a thespian.
It's about harnessing the inner actor.
Maybe be a method actor and try and be a lying piece of shit.
The Call of Duty franchise is very much like Santa Claus. It comes once a year around Christmas time, promises to bring more fun than it actually delivers, and very soon afterwards you forgot it was even there. But what if one Christmas Santa brought you a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 4? Well, you'd be thinking, you've just totally gone and messed up your own analogy, and you'd absolutely be right, and you'd want answers. But that's why we're here at Pretty Good Gaming, to figure out if Santa is nothing but a big, fat liar.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was developed by Treyarch Games and released on October 12th, 2018. In the lead up to launch, Treyarch studio design director David Vonderhaar was being interviewed by Gameinformer. During the interview, he said the following.
So you unlock new characters by doing character-specific quests?
Missions for characters and progression of the game.
Well, when the game launched, players found that to be absolutely, well, true, actually. That's exactly how it worked.
This week, Treyarch have come under fire for adding loot boxes into the game. This comes 4 whole months after launch and was a change described by Eurogamer's Wesley Yin Poole as awful.
Language!
That's harsh words there, Wes. You go get 'em, Tiger.
Go get him, Tiger.
Microtransactions were already present in Black Ops 4, but this just leaves a bitter taste in the mouth of anyone still placing the flaccid franchise anywhere near their orifices.
Flaccid, so it's just kind of, swinging about.
It's not even a good enough game to be rigid.
Yeah.
It's a flaccid. I'm not going to tell you.
Even less impressive.
People still playing now have to contend with real money purchasable loot boxes, and the reason Wes from Eurogamer used such harsh language when describing them was because 1, they do not display drop probabilities, and even FIFA does that. 2, they contain duplicate items, and worst of all, 3, they seem to contain gameplay altering rewards such as XP boosts on signature weapons. I'm absolutely with Wes here, that is just so absolutely downright awful.
And for gosh sake, watch your language.
And that isn't even close to the last issue that players have with the changes introduced this week in the new update, which is appropriately titled Operation Grand Heist. Players are also upset that the new playable character or specialist introduced with the update can now be unlocked with loot boxes. Unfortunately for David Vonderhaar, the internet never forgets. Redditors have rightly pointed out what he previously said in the Gameinformer interview, calling him a liar.
You're a lying rat!
Soon after, Vonderhaar took to Reddit personally to reply to the accusations and defend his honour. At the time this interview was conducted, which was previous to shipping the game, that's precisely and exactly how it worked. If I went back in time and redid this interview, I'd have to answer it the same way I did then. Things change along the way, and not all of them are design decisions. It's a chicken and egg problem. But things change that I cannot predict or didn't know about. Doubly true with the business side of things, which I have little insight into and even less control over. The alternative, which I've considered a lot lately, is just never give interviews nor answer questions. Which is it? I answer questions as best I can with the information I have at the time I'm asked. If time passes and things have since changed, you could accuse me of not being clairvoyant, but a liar is someone who is purposefully trying to deceive you. That's just not the case.
So there you have it. Proof that David Vonderhaar is definitely not a clairvoyant. But is he a liar? Is this just the nature of games development? Games as a service? A symptom of the unreliability of games and their features in the modern industry. One thing we can all rely on though is that Santa will be back again this year, flogging his piss-take presents, which he can change at a later date in order to try and get our kids hooked on gambling mechanics, aka loot boxes, just so that Activision can milk their loyal player base of as much money as possible. After all, how will they manage to pay their $1 million bonuses to their billionaire CEO Bobby Kotick at the same time as they're laying off hundreds of their employees? Hashtag fire the fat fuck. That's Bobby Kotick, not Santa Claus. And that's how you do it. Wesley from Eurogamer.
Hashtag fire the fat fuck.
I really want to know what the YouTube comment section thinks, whether he lied or not.
Yeah, it's kind of a philosophical question. Like, is it a lie if what he's saying is true, that this is just a change? Is what he said a lie? or is it just a non-truth or post-truth? That's a word now.
Yeah, if he said it but didn't know it was a lie, but it was a lie, is it actually still a lie because he said it thinking it's true? Very profound that. Very profound that, Henry. Well done.
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
Yeah, we're here for intellectual debate, not just rampant negativity and toxicity. Speaking of
that as well.
Speaking of toxicity, my opinion on these adding microtransactions and loot boxes in retrospectively, to continue the Santa analogy, is like you get your toy robot, the wind-up ones where they walk along, and you get it and it's working and it's great. But then a few months later, they come along and just like, now the metal is made of lead and it's really fucking poisonous and it's really bad for you. But this is your toy now. You've just got to deal with it.
Or they put like a money slot on the side of it, and to keep it going, you got to put 10 cents in, or 10p if you're in the UK. Put 10p in to keep it going. Because it's just not going, or to make it go faster. It still goes, but it's like really slow.
Yeah, you can still wind it, but the crank is really stiff.
To get it to go faster, you just got to put money in.
Yeah, there you go. And then he like sprints and he properly moves.
That's exactly the same thing. Now, who would want that? Not me, that's for sure. Or you put money in, and then you get a random reward out of it as well. I mean, we can't even like wrap our heads around that sort of analogy, because that's how fucking shitty it is.
Keep my robots the way they are. Hashtag, what was it? Not my robots?
Hashtag not my robots.
So that's just what we think about the latest Black Ops 4 drama that seems to be never ending at this point. Let us know what you think. Do you think that the game was already on a downward spiral, or did it start off pretty well and now it's just getting worse and worse? If you want to support us and the content we create, hop on over to patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. Maybe drop us $1 or $2 using that expression again.
And a Santa's sack full of things, right?
Yeah. A Santa sack full of goodies.
Sack full of things that you don't have to pay to go faster or anything. See you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.
And the truth shall set you free. Haven't you got it yet? That's what I do. I lie. I lie, and I lie, and I lie.
You're fired. I'm sorry. Did you just call me a liar?
No, I said you were fired.
Oh.